tata ka anyị na-abụ wee si unu nnọọ na ihe mmemme nke taa ngwa onye ka Ikechukwu mmata ọmụmụ ya asụkwa ya bụ Igbo ọfụma ka eke ibe nnọọ nne nnọọ ama m na ị larụrụ ọfụma ọ dị mma ngwa kenelu ndị be anyị na-esonyela anyị n'ihe mmemme
ndị be anyị ekene m unu nke a bụ ụbọchị ọjọọ na-ewetara unu a lot of aga na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ọtụtụ nkọwa stories na different newspapers.
Ọ dị mma dịka o si wee gbatakwuru anyị enwego ka anyị wetara unu nke a na-akpọ press review onye bụ ihe mbụ anyị ga-eji wee malite ọkwụ na anyị lọghachizie anyị achịkọta ihe ndị ọzọ nnọọ na ihe mmemme Good Morning Anambra nke tata afọ mbụ na onye Nwokoye. Ọ dị mma nnọọ na ihe mmemme press review na nke tata anyị enwego onye ọbịa nọnyela anyị n'ụtụtụ a Samuel Ololo
nnọọ ya
adịghị ya akọwala anyị ihe bụ Ololo a afaga na ọ dị egwu
anyị mechaa press review nke ọwara gị biko ndị Anambra daalụnụ nọnyere anyị maka press review nke ụbọchị a.
Ọ dị mma ngwe ka anyị gbopi ọzọ ka anyị bụrụ ụzọ n'ịbanye anya na nke dị na ọnyanwubido ABS akpọrọ ABS website n'ọnụ bekee ka anyị fụ akụkọ dịgasị ebe ahụ. Soludo breaks fast with Muslim community. Youth group rates Soludo high on achievements, reassures him of support. Mrs. Soludo cautions against consumption of milky donuts. Soludo attends 2024 Sisters Fellowship International Conference, assures of increased tempo of development. Ọkwa anọkata chifo ọzọ apụta afọ emume nke a na-ebugharị ya bụ ihe na ịntanetị na onye nwe asịnale 5,000 a na-ere ego nọ na-ewu na-afọ na-akpagharị.
All depend on the rates. Only rates when the 25 only 3. Subject to onige ego.
Okay, so the thing is anyị marakwa ndị dịka anyị wụ health advocate ka ndị Anambra ghọtakwa even not just ndị Anambra ma Nigeria as a whole and then the world in general ka anyị matakwa na our health is dependent on what we eat and maybe we might be living a youthful age na follow the trend maybe nke na-ewu igoro ị ga-ama na ị na-ego ọrịa at advanced age ọrịa pụtawazie agbakeriwana ị nwere health insurance ị nwere any savings possibly onye ahụ ejigo ego ya from hand to mouth so if go na ya nwa bụ okwu ga-afịa arụ he take care of himself then abịazie nke Soludo isi anyị mgbe ọ gara ndị Sisters Fellowship International Conference but also Soludo himself onye gara Sisters Fellowship International Conference na-ekwuru maka development ya nwa bụ development ka anyị na-achọkwa mana ha na-achọ all round development abịa na human capital conversation ihe gbasara mmadụ agụmakwụkwọ mmadụ ka enwe development na that area abịa na health that's ahụike and then agakwa n'ụlọ ọgwụ biko si ka elebara ya anya ọchaghị ndị a bụ ihe ọ ga-awụkwanụ gọvanọ na-eme asị na ọ na-emete ọfụma ka enwekwa ike na-atụnyere ya so ọ dị mma na o were ohere a na sisters fellowship na-ekwu maka yanwa bụ development and anyị ga-agwakwanụ ya ọ na-achịta ọfụma anyị ga-asị ya daalụ ebe ọ na-emete ya anyị ga-eyizukwa awa social media gbakwa ya na Mr. Gọvanọ biko uche gị dịkwa ebe a uche gị dịkwa ebe a
I give you na the Nation newspaper. In our Nation newspaper, aid. Let's review it together. President urges Nigerians, and the kicker to that, say Tinubu, Akpabio, Abbas, governors can. Others seek unity in messages. Still on the Nation, Olubadan secession intrigues. Okay, Olubadan secession intrigues deepen ahead decision day. Then I can wait. UBA doubles assets to 120.7 trillion naira. Earnings go to 2.08 trillion. Then I went Lagos Calabar Coastal Road will connect all regions, says Umahi. Ex-Vice President Atiku doesn't understand figures. All right. I can walk 4 buildings collapsed, 14 at risk after Lagos market fire. Then we also have federal government extends holiday till tomorrow. Then we also have fantastic Falcons qualify for Paris 2024 Olympics. I think these are the major. Okay, fireworks with the NLC throws Labour Party into turmoil. Union raises transition panel to replace Abure-led NWC. It's a joke taken too far, says party. So these are the major headlines on the Nation newspaper.
So first of all, can join other well-meaning Nigerians to wish our Super Falcons the best. I'm an Hanande South Africa, but a qualifier, and even though it was a stalemate, but by aggregate, Hamiri 1-0. Behababu the first one na Nigeria Miri Buruha 1-0, and then Abazi the other one yesterday, Nigeria Abazi 0-0, but Nigeria we celebrate and rejoice with them. Now, all the unfortunate na Nigeria, I know good news and now for bad news. We are just looking forward to a month. I guess throughout that month, I got good news upon good news upon good news. While we are celebrating with our Super Falcons and then also celebrating with our Muslim brothers, maka their Eid celebration, we are hoping and praying that the long fast how we go, and just as Christians we see from Easter celebration now, that peace, I need will begin to be made manifest in Nigerians, in our words, in our actions, and every other thing. Then, on a sad note, we commiserate with our brothers and sisters who lost their items, millions of properties in Lagos due to fire outbreak. It's unfortunate that these things are happening, and this is to make us.
The worst part of it, don't we only as now come on me Nataloy and one no also they affected.
If we're going, so this is also making us understand that as Nigerians, really, we must become more conscious of things around us. From the preliminary report, Lagos State government released as now only nabanye fuel n'ime generator the on that triggered the fire, and then ebe ha store of fuel, so it was that explosion. So far, a lot of buildings now, I know some that are at risk of being collapsed because see, they be know that buildings are at risk of being collapsed. How many people their properties there, and then to also to save their lives. And this is still bringing us back to, I wonder if these people actually insured their goods. So I'm with a lot of issues in Nigeria, and that is why we keep clamoring that our leadership must be gotten right. And with the leadership right, the next thing I can name is ibanye into awareness, education. Can them do matter ihe kwesịrị ime na ihe kwesịrị ime. Ihe kwesịrị ime ka obodo na-abawanye na ihe nwere ike ime otinye obodo na nsogbu. So if we get to that level of awareness, ikwazi okwu, okay, unu mara nke a, sometimes risk and eventualities might not really be foreseen. Ikwazi okwu ịga insurance so that these things may insurance company are cover, obuna insurance company cover ya. Onye ahụ ele claim, and then you will not need to really begin to carry a lot. I wonder how the victims of this fire outbreak would really survive this hard time. And some of them might have even bought their goods at an extreme high cost. $1 the high.
In fact, all my cousin, on a azuko di ahụ si na n'akụkụ nke ha mana o metụtara ha nwa. Ihe wee na-akọ na o nwere onye jechala ahịa containers ya ka batara abata, they affected.
So onye container ya batara kita ị ga-ama because all recently ka dollar bido dawa. So ị ga-ama ma o ji wee gote afịa ndị and at the high cost of $1 no 1517 and thereabout. Abata now trying to still set up, and then we go this ọgbaghara n'ime ndị ya.
Market structures, because one thing these things are bound to happen. The Madagascar gel, the Madagascar for, the Madagascar pack for, so all the Mpana, the Madamana, no one was to trace Alwafia Kita. One of the best things to do is only about concrete roofing, like Inaya Namobia, Afiana Namobia is there, the one by the express is there. Some of the market, I think Ichekwana there. So I think this can when there are occasions of fire, Ogazia extended to other.
Or they just limited.
Yeah, or they just limited to Eba or Baloko or something. So I need
mgbe Martin Agbele bụ onye isi ndị ọkụ na Anambra steeti onwego mgbe ọ bịara ebe a wee gwu ihe ụkọwa dịka a ga-asị na a ga-egwu mmiri n'ahịa den nwechaa point ebe e nwere ike ụdị ihe a mebe just ma mfịada arụ emepere ya emepe ya ewere ya wee gbanyụba before ndị main ihe na fire service a wee bịazi okwu so ọ dị m ka ihe a kwesịrị ịbụ ọkpụrụkpụ okwu a ga-ewepụta malụ na ihe na ọnọdụ na ihe niile na-agbanwe kwa ụbọchị na ọ bụrụ oge ọbụla na-anụzi maka ọkụ ọgbọ ngwa ka anyị jegodo na Punch newspaper ka anyị fụ akụkọ dịgasị n'iru obodobo akwụkwọ Punch n'ụtụtụ a. Rising Naira value, presidency backs Cardoso, vows further clampdown on racketeers. Kilikili okwu dị n'okpuru ya sị agencies will step up enforcement against racketeers to ensure Nigerians are not cheated. Presidency Nekunka. Tinubu, financial engineer, expects stronger Naira in first quarter of 2025. Spokesman tells Nigerians. Coastal Road Project Northwest Omahe slams Atiku. I get qualified register for although APC and panel screens Ayeda Tewa, Akin Tewa, 14 others Friday. Gunmen kill 5 in Benue, 17 victims get mass burial. Ọ dị m ka ọ ga-adị mkpa ka anyị tinye ike n'ọnụ na ihe gbasara Coastal Road Project a na-ekwu okwu ya maka na ihe Atiku kwuru n'akwụkwọ bụ na ọ dị ka gasị na gọọmenti adịrị okwu ihe ha na-eme ọ mahịpụtazie na reply si ya na ọ mara ọnụọgụ ọsịnọgịnị mana o nwere ihe anaghị emetụ aka na ihe gbasara that Coastal Road maka na o nwere nwanne anyị nwoke nwere beach na that area as no 7 days ka enyere ya just 7 days ka enyere ya to and the akpọrọ ego ebe ha a na-akpọ nọ in billions of dollars ga-eji wee develop the area. Onwere onye na-ekwu okwu ejena.
So it's unfortunate that twice we need to these things name. First of all, I can na-ajụ what happens to exactly what happens to human rights really, and I need to learn human rights in as much as sometimes governments when the right is for public interest. How or but even at that, I think he should be well compensated if need be. But Asimukwu, I would advise the state government of Lagos State government, now possibly mayor. This is not the first time. 7-Up na Lagos. Now that also connected third mainland bridge got to that 7-Up. But because of Uzawa, we 7-Up na Hanro bridge. At least it has to be mayor. Then it also accommodated their interest. So I think what they might just necessarily need to do, hand route side down, how we can video from far, raw bridge, and then cover it for that to also hand with the government they go. Or also non-source of individual with apart from non with the government they go. Yeah. Apart from
all the necessary documentation,
government, but many help us really. Only help us really.
How much again invest is going into trillions of naira and all that. That's the point that it can be from. So, all on the government to look at abroad just saying our project they meaningful. We understand how important it is for us to cut down the hours we spend traveling within the country and all that. But you gotta say nature rules, then probably the cost used to be a little over probably. In fact, or this so exorbitant, and on the long run, only much he achieved and all that. I think OAB article so probably you on our president and the Ministry of Work, you of course this road is the moment, but this project is very important. But you do not have to spend so much.
Okay, so adding to it finally, I think unfortunately most times the presidency anyhow sound advice they would always go towards gaslighting. What I mean is, in article made in order, a road project of this magnitude, we have a bill of quantity. Okay, the bill of quantity. I don't think no one in Nigeria will go access to the bill of quantity. Each the federal government initially has an individual only has consensus the project to. Na Nigeria got there with ego. Na ya onye ahụ ga source ego n'aka ya.
And it's linked to a company, the president.
Achomiga dey bound first ka ha digodi. And abịa na asị na onye ahụ wetachazi ego a ga-eme tolling in such a way that in a particular period of years the company ga ego if they recover their money before hand it over back to Nigeria as a government. This sounds familiar. Abiana Lekki, this is almost the same thing that happened. And I can with a lot of the Lekki investment. But let's now come back to what article is saying. For federal government, actually knows what is the bill of quantity. Bill of quantity go see each kilometer, ego ni oga a cost. And a lot of other things they included. So that if an individual or a citizen wants to really monitor the project, how they with the information, all because all the project is shrouded with secrecy. That is why Omeze Kenafaya. Ima exactly everything. Or the less attractive because only all are ma. All my honey.
ka ije n'aka akwụkwọ
Daily
na
Times.
Daily Times.
And with Daily Times. Now Daily Times and with Naira abuse. Salah holiday stores Bobrisky's sentence. I can with what the Daily Times. Now Daily Times and we okay. Daily Times buff and newspaper now. So the banner headline and we bribery video Kano government to arraign Ganduje April 17. That's on page 4 of the Daily Times. Now still Daily Times I can with what hike in electricity tariff. Reps will intervene upon resumption of plenary. Coming from Kalu. I'm Nigeria's mobile subscription hit 219.7 million naira in February, and that's on page 15 of the Daily Times. And provide special support mechanism for strategic industries. LCCI urges federal government. Then, aid EU for 3. Tinubu task Muslims on nation building as federal government extend public holiday to Thursday. Kind of on page 4. Fire outbreak. Lagos State government suspends marketing activities in central Lagos. Finance high interest rates. Baying of domestic airlines. Coming from the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo. That's on page 14 of the Daily Times.
So for me, first of all, there were 3 important topics now put out from Daily Times. The first issue around the hike in electricity. I think the rep, the lower chamber, equal to look into it. It's what they need to do. Makana National Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, NEC, of those hapoya. Emego, anya hotazi, mainaga niru, mainaga azu. With this review of electricity tariff, abiaze, sine when they will band A, when they will band B, so mana ajuzi, obruna, ine work maybe 3 days in Weboko, with a zero go on for 30 seconds or 1 hour, we are a bandino, must not bandit. Or no matter what it is, I know Sinabiko, government, especially the National Assembly, may have questioned me how we have the responsibility to carry out oversight, to sit down with these people and ask them the key questions. Who are those people that are in this band? How are we sure na haman were onye no band C, na charge as onye no band A? Then in the no band A, let them not make the issue so cumbersome that I need to open a cost of living the high. And that now because they need to adjust, especially they know into businesses. They need to adjust. And how may adjust? It will still come back to
ọbụrụ ndị be anyị nọ ndị na-achị anyị ma ihe ha na-eme maka na okwu ọkụ a na-ekwu ọbụrụ ihe taa ụlọ mmadụ ebiro na vileji kunu jeje kọtụ ọkụ wụsara ya waya mmadụ ebiro n'ụlọ anwa a na-eweta estimated bill wee ruo na 500,000 ebe ka a na-akụ mmadụ ebiro kwanye na ọsụsọ o nwere ike ha nata na Christmas ndị ama ihe ha na-eme.
So all ya ka anyị ji na-ekwu so gọọmenti ndị National Assembly na-ele anya ha lebara anya beyond the tariff. I think anyị ekwesịghị inwe total overhaul of the electricity structure in Nigeria. Anyị na-ekwu okwu high billing, a na-ekwu okwu epileptic supply of power, yet you are made to pay. A na-ekwu okwu a na-enye bills, a na-enye meter. Sometimes ndị na-achọ meter, ị ga-asị na meter adịrọ. So this, I mean, how can we make things na gara anyị straightforward? Exactly. So all ya nwa ka anyị na-ekwu na biko National Assembly na-elebara anya, they should make it. In fact, we are calling for a public dialogue on this, so that they should first of all, unfortunately, they don't even hear from the people before they carry what the people are saying to engage the government. I'm calling that the National Assembly should, as a matter of urgency, engage their constituents, matter the real issues these people may face, and then use it to engage the discourse, so the NEC, then they regulate the discourse and other things. If not, they will just speak one-sided of the issue, and then they will be confused.
Civil society, town hall meeting.
And as name we are, so that is what we are saying. and the government must be closer to the people. Well, that is that for that. Another area, the issue of Ganduje. It is interesting that finally we have gotten to the stage where we are now talking about that video. And every Nigerian for the video. So it's unfortunate and it's a big slap to the government, seeing they were fighting corruption. If we do those kind of things and not even make a comment about it, I just mention, and as usual, immature Nigerians get fear. But we are happy that this is coming back. And it is making you understand something. Asimukwo, Oga Adema, this party, not in Ochichi after 8 years, can another party, Banye, Oga serve as a strong check and balance. Because open no APC, Kameriri, na Kanu, they will not have. But at least, NNPP, NNPP, no in power now. KG, when the gods, is Ganduje, Ngwabiagodi. So the main fact now they are still talking about it is a welcome development. As usual, I got a line to see how everything will pan out. But all these events are really stalling the development for the growth of Nigeria, and it's not really impressive for us.
Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard. Tariff hike: 20% of Band A users without prepaid meters.
Okay.
I got was a kilo kusono pulia. Also, prepaid meters not readily available. Operators need fear of estimated billings haunt businesses, especially SMEs. Minimum wage amount we proposed no longer realistic. Labor to adjust demand by 300%. 96th birthday, you are a true Awoist. Afenifere tells Adebanjo. Olubado's tool, Olakulein's health makes him unfit for now. Otun Balogo speaking. Idel Fitri, FG adds Thursday as extra holiday. Okwama Army Board begins sitting in Warri. I got misappropriation, Ganduje wife, others to be arranged next week. Why Saudi takes lead in moon cycling? Recapitalization, CBN projects massive inflow of FDIs into banks. Eid al-Fitr, Tinubu, Atiku, big governors, can reps, others urge sustenance of Ramadan lessons. Happy Eid al-Fitr to all our Muslim readers. The UBS gross earnings rise 143%. Profit hits 757.7 billion naira. Kaka, Aikaga, Enebanya. Kai Inegodanya, Ololo, Nihe, Labor, Labor's the minimum wage amount we proposed no longer realistic. Or Makana winning electricity tariff.
Nigeria Labour Congress will the responsibility to take care of the welfare of workers. And the big question is, have they been living up to that responsibility? If not, what are the issues? Ailanya, minimum wage no around 19,000 or thereabout. Then the measures may increase to this 30,000. And it will surprise you.
30,000 over how many years?
It will surprise you that many states have not even been able to implement the 30,000 naira minimum wage. And now, Hana call now, I give me 100,000. And I call even so, I can win a lot of back and forth. One of my mentors have argued that should we really be interested in minimum wage, or we should be interested in the cost of living? Because if at all government succeed, and you may go and increase, a lot of other areas see we na the money, which is still so we are thinking why it is good in with that minimum wage, so that only a marriage parity. When you are working, at the value of money when you are working. We also should be looking at our purchasing power. Anyị gaa afịa.
Ekwesịrị ịgwa ndị a ololo o nwere ihe ọ ga-aba a na-ekwu ama m na ịkarịgo 30 years dịka onye Nigeria obodo na-eme ọfụma obodo na-aga aga ekwesịrị ịgwa ha ihe agwa
Ekwesịrị, that is the ekwesịrị. So I'm even when I'm secondary school, I'm okay, I nwere this low housing projects government in our run.
electricity tariff a kịta ịma anyị na-ekwu o nwere analysis ngụ onye ahụ wee sị na ndị na-eproduce nri ụmụazị na-aṅụ abịa produce ya etinyela ha tarif ha buru ibu ha bịa ha etinye ego
Of course now.
ihe ahụ a na-eme
Of course now.
ọ na-etinyekwa azụ nọ ndị enwere ka ọra ha
Wunde kaga
na-atakwanya bụ
afufu. So my ndị workers one ebe akwa minimum wage. Emebedi ya any amount because I told me any amount. Any amount emegoro ya. Workers ha ka nọkwa na childbearing age. So my cost of food for ụmụaka would be there. Government, when you gbasara government a na-etinye ọnụ na housing. If you go to na Anambra State, na Lagos, na Abuja, house rent just na arị enu. Where the government na-eme about it? Ya ka m na Anambra State. So ma minimum wage nwa nọkwa n'ime ebe anwa. Ma transportation minimum wage nwa nọkwa n'ime ebe anwa. So it's unfortunate that these things are happening, and we have a government that continues to they major on the minor instead of looking at the things gbasara anyị. Yeah, we understand that there are already issues, a lot of issues to deal with, but at least na ka anyị nweta go roadmap nke anyị ga-asị these are the issues. The short term lee ha anyị ga na-eme, medium term, long term lee ebe anyị ga na-aga. But unfortunately anyị bidoro with vision mgbe yara adụ adị ndụ. I with them Vision 2020. Ilanya na the items of the Vision 2020. Come I guys that we have attained one, nothing. 2020 abezi. Come I gemezi vision now achieve. Here I may achieve a coronavirus or wipe everything away. May good luck not there. Good luck had is I think 7-point agenda. Those 7-point agenda K-body. Good luck continued with it. Good luck also continued with it. Then so now the present administration are going renewed hope. How with their own programs, how they made renewed hope. Ilanya and these things. These are pointers that should be speaking to addressing the issues. So why labor na no go for their own welfare? Because everybody know under labor because individual private. So I think the issues in Nigeria they go so overwhelming that and if we continue this way, it will get to a time where everything will give in, and when that happens, who will be saved, who will be redeemed. I think labor, why they should become focused, why they are fighting for the welfare of the workers. It's also a wake-up call for the citizens and for civil society actors. If what the government should do, they must be transparent on their programs. They must be accountable on their program, and they must be open. Yeah, sure. Without all these things,
happy 96th birthday. Are no 100 years.
I'm telling you.
Congratulations.
And look at the very active. Look at the very active. Thank you very much, man. Let me add, because I need to electricity tariff. Many of our primary healthcare centers and they need light to continue to render effective service delivery. It will shock you. Now some officers in charge can use a lantern, some they use a torchlight, some they use Oku phone.
I need to know so program Good Morning Anambra newspaper reviews. dị maka unu na-esonyela anyị n'ụtụtụ ọbụla.
Ọ dị mma, anyị nwere ihe ndị ọzọ ka na-abịa ma ọ bụ na nke a kwụsị. Afọ mbụ na onye daalụ.